Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the sixth and final day of games in the GGvision Liquid Colosseum, featuring our Gladiator of the week,
Liquid HerO!
Here spawning as the appropriately blue Protoss player in the upper right, 1 o'clock-ish starting position off Selnaga Caverns. His opponent is none other than Symbol, the red Zerg here in the lower left at 7 o'clock. Now Symbol, I do not know who hides behind this nickname. It is undoubtedly a Korean pro. Maybe it's obvious, but there's no information on the wiki, and all the information I got from Team Liquid Pro when casting these replays was that you should save this to the last. It is very good. So I take their word for that, ladies and gentlemen, and so should you. They've never disappointed before, and I will guarantee, even though I have not watched this yet, that we will be seeing an epic clash between Liquid HerO and whoever hides behind the Symbol. The extractor chick just went down there to cheat out an extra drone, getting a bit more economy going for our Zerg player. Meanwhile, we see nothing out of the ordinary, just chrono boosting out probes for Liquid HerO, who, of course, this weekend, this is recorded prior to MLG Anaheim, or MLG Rally rather, will be making his first major step onto the international scene. Prior to this, we've only seen Liquid HerO in the Code A this summer. His stay there wasn't long this time around. Here doing a Forge Fast expand actually, and we'll be getting a nice and fairly secure early expansion out of this. On Selnaga Caverns, that is such a big map, this is a fairly common opening, you can get away with it quite safely, so this will give a lot of early economy to our Liquid Gladiator to unleash hell from. I believe that Liquid HerO, then OGS HerO, took part in an FX Open in February 2011, and he did win that, $1,500 or something along those lines. Other than that, it's only been the Code A, which didn't last long, so he is pretty much an unknown player to most of us when it comes to big tournament play. Here positioning his probe on the ramp, below the ramp, and will be trying to prevent any future expansion attempts, such as this one. So delay it by a couple of seconds, but all of these Zerglings will definitely make quick work of the probe, and that will also tell Liquid HerO is trying to place a pylon and succeeds in doing so. He should retract these Zerglings if he wants to dispatch of it quickly. Rather, one drone and one Zergling will try to race it, but that will take a bit of time, so Liquid HerO successfully manages to delay his Zerg opponent, who desperately wants to connect with him at his base, but by the time he gets here, the probes will have created a watertight lock, and the one cannon will be able to ward off these 5 Zerglings. So quite successful opening for Liquid HerO, I must say, looking quite good. Here we see now the hatchery finally being planted and our Zerg opponent droning up, and Liquid HerO clearly feels that it's safe to move his probes back. The warp, rather gateway, will soon be finished, and this could be somewhat precarious. I think if the Zerglings choose to run up, he will place a building right here to create a fully safe and watertight lock. The Nexus now being completed, and I do believe if you watched all the games of this series, you have come to know Liquid HerO a bit better, and that's what this is all about. He's the new recruit to the team, and he's also the first Korean recruit to join the predominantly Western Team Liquid, and we want to get to know him better. We want to know what kind of Protoss player he is, and just what kind of flavor of awesomeness he will bring. Because of course Liquid Huck is nowadays part of Evil Genius, so they have lost their strongest Protoss player, it's safe to say, and Liquid HerO's got some big boots to fill, and I'm sure he will do that just nicely. But as I'm blabbering away, we see a quick third base and second expansion being planted up here by our Zerg player, who feels that the best way to counter someone's superior economy is by investing more of yourself. Double gas going up, and I also see hallucination here being researched by Liquid HerO, which is very nice. He used that so effectively against another Zerg player a few days back on Backwater Gulch, and that proved quite effective. He managed to actually fool his opponent that he was going for Colossi when he did nothing of the sort, and there were many useless corruptors hanging around in the air. Stargate now being deployed. We've seen this opening before, and he's been quite effective with it. I'm sure this will result in quick void rays, but Phoenix definitely an option, and as you could see here, here by the beautiful flower pattern these Zerglings were traversing in, that Symbol is looking for warp beam pylons. He knows Liquid HerO, he knows that that is one of his favorite weapons to use. Warp beam pylons all over the place, and he wants to prevent precisely that from happening. One lone stalker has made it all the way over here. It seems like Liquid HerO is familiar with Symbol style of play as well, and will force these Zerglings to come back, and might even put a dent into this queen. So the players definitely playing mind games with each other. The Void Ray is now halfway done, and the question is how will Liquid HerO use it the most effectively? Zealot's now moving out. Liquid HerO is definitely a proponent for quick aggression. As soon as he got a handful of units, he will use them to its maximum effect, and he will try to save this Stalker by joining him with Zealots, but no dice there. However, these Zealots will try to inflict the hurt that the Stalker wasn't able to, and he will have to bolster it with further reinforcement, Symbol does, otherwise he will probably lose quite a lot of units here. And we see now how the Void Ray will be added to the fray, and that should definitely be too much for Symbol to handle right now. One queen with Zealot support won't be able to take it. 3 queens will, however, and this Void Ray should back off right now, otherwise Liquid HerO will do a very painful loss, and he loses the Void Ray, and now he will lose the Zealots as well. 1 queen did go down though, but I must say the base did stand, and he can easily just put 1 queen up here and make quick use of it at the base. So first blood successfully goes to Symbol, I say. Second Void Ray already out, and now it's switching into Phoenix production. Symbol is now aware of it, and I also see a robotics facility on the way. These Zerglings won't be able to inflict too much damage. Attack upgrades also, and here is the robotics facility. Most probably an observer first, but will he follow this up with Colossi? Most certainly, I'd say. I think that will be a very versatile choice right now. Looking here quickly at the Zerg player's base, we see Roach Warren only now going up, and an evolution chamber here in the base, having placed spore crawlers over here, knowing that Void Rays are a very real threat. And these are not hallucinated Void Rays, they are real ones. I'm surprised he hasn't added a few fake ones to the mix. And now I also see Burrow upgrade and the Hydra Den going down. So Roach Hydra could be very useful, and potentially a good counter to the Colossi force, depending on how many sentries and force fields and positioning and lots of other things. Here we now see the Phoenix. 3 of them currently will be able to lift up queens quite effectively if he can get them away from the spore crawlers, but Symbol successfully defending. Symbol playing very well. This is undoubtedly a Korean pro, and I should be aware of who it is, but nevertheless now we see Liquid HerO skills truly being put to the test. The Void Ray will be able to ward off the Zerglings from the Selnaga watchtower, and the Phoenix probably shouldn't waste their energy on lifting them up. Over here at Liquid HerO's base you now see a fully saturated expansion, of course, and looking quickly at the income tab we do see that it's actually the Zerg player with his 3rd base that is in a commanding lead. And we'll just have to see what kind of response that will be initiated by Liquid HerO. Spire now going down, and this Zerg player is getting deadlier by the minute. He could easily take a 4th base up here in the north should he want to, and right now there's very little Liquid HerO can do. Hydra production in full swing. However, we only see 9 Zerglings right now, many of them being deployed here, but it's a very air-heavy army composition so far for Liquid HerO, and that just won't do it in the long run. Now we see the first Colossi being deployed, and that should soon result in a timing attack from Liquid HerO. He needs to make damage happen here so that he can take a 3rd base of his own, because this Zerg play is growing deadly. Adding Overseers to deal with Dark Templars, hallucinations and observers, of course, and this Void Ray being left in the open very precariously, and indeed that was a bad move by Liquid HerO. Maybe he did not know about the Hydras, but he sure does now. Changeling will be able to see what's going on, and these Phoenix, they have not paid for themselves just yet. Only picking up Zerglings is not a worthwhile investment, and we see here how Symbol is placing Zerglings at the potential expansion routes of Liquid HerO. And I must say, so far Our champion is not getting outplayed, but he's definitely being countered very well, and currently the Zerg player is winning, taking the 4th base, and I see Corruptors already in production. So this will effectively counter any future Colossi, as well as diminish the air forces. So a very effective counter that will work in many ways by the Zerg player. And Liquid HerO is poised now to take his 4th base here at the pocket expansion. Less rewarding than the ones already claimed by the Zerg player, who's going for tunneling claws and flyer attacks, as well as armor carapace. Now the Phoenix will discover that his 4th base is well underway, but there's very little they can do. Spore Crawlers here prevent any drone harassment, and these Hydras and the Corruptors will be able to make quick work of them. These are paper planes, ladies and gentlemen. They do not stand a fight against these many Corruptors, and it seems like it's time to punish Liquid Heroes as symbol. This Nexus goes down in instance, 2 Colossi up, and beautiful force fields. Burrowing very nicely, there's no observer around apparently, and minimizing the damage taken from those thermal lances. Otherwise very there could be a lot of damage inflicted otherwise, but now we see Symbol effectively countering every move by Liquid HerO, tries to re-expand, and now we see Immortals in production, realizing there are too many Corruptors around and he cannot continue with Colossus. He instead needs to work towards Immortals. And that's a very wise move, I say, but it takes time to build up the unit count, and time is not on Liquid HerO's side right now. This is a most dangerous and, as I'm fond of saying, formidable Zerg Death Ball, almost max, 192 supply versus only 157. But Liquid HerO is not out yet. We see a bunch of upgrades from the Zerg player and a beautiful force field wall cutting away the roaches, but it's only a matter of time before they burrow and unburrow underneath the Protoss Death Ball. Is this the end of Liquid HerO, ladies and gentlemen? The Corruptors make quick work of the Colossi, and the roaches still stand. But there are no infestors here, and the roach numbers are dwindling. There are also cannons, so they can be visible when they burrow. This Immortal getting punished, but taking a lot of Hydras down with it, and it does seem that Liquid HerO holds. Very beautifully done, I must say. It seems like Symbol got over-eager, and it simply wasn't time yet. Also, he's got good upgrades, Liquid HerO, 1-1, and now being able to saturate his 4th base. So, beautifully defended, and I must say I appreciate the very straight way, though perhaps not most efficient way, of Symbol's creep spread there. Blink upgrade on the way, and we see quite many gateways gathered all over the place. The Stargate not being used anymore. The Corruptor count is still very high. We see a Baneling nest now added, and this is interesting. Banelings were only briefly deployed in the previous game in this series, and they never really got to show what they were able to. But in this game, maybe we will see some Baneling being deployed against the units of Liquid HerO. Blink, further attack upgrades, and it seems like another battle is approaching, though the Zerg player chooses to retreat. He has not gone for infestors, he's gone rather for these Corruptors with Baneling support, which is fairly unorthodox. Looking at the unit tab, we see no more Hydras, but 5 Corruptors still in the air and 41 very deadly Roaches with 31 Zerglings to boot versus 30 Stalkers and 6 Sentries and a couple of helpful Zealots. Now taking down these creep tumors, which should initiate a response from the Zerg player, and instead chooses to retreat. I wouldn't be surprised to see him taking a 5th base here in his own pocket. And again, it is Liquid HerO's turn to make a difference, claiming his own 5th base up here in the north, but you can only defend that by actively attacking and being on your opponent's turf. Slowly but surely killing off these creep tumors, and you see the disadvantage of having them placed so closely together right there. Again, looking at the production tab, now we see the infestation pit on the way, further overseers and roaches, but never mind that, Guardian Shield goes up, and I don't think this is the time for an attack, but Baneling bombs are being deployed in those overlords. They will rain death, green death onto Liquid HerO, who is well aware of it and tries to spread out his units. It seems like he's minimizing damage quite well, nevertheless losing a lot of Stalkers, but they do have Blink and they can quickly assemble again, and it seems like the roach numbers numbers are not enough, ladies and gentlemen. These corruptors hanging uselessly in the air, there are no more colossi for them to kill. And with reinforcements and blink, it seems like Liquid HerO will take the win in this exchange. And this is the first step towards victory for our Liquid player. Now we see how the Zerg player is reinforcing with Zerglings, and it would be wise for HerO to retreat right now and fortify this advantage and extend his base dominance, maybe take a 6th base down here. Or, yeah, it seems like he's trying, but there's something in the way actually. Because this was the first time that Liquid HerO managed to negate the Zerg player effectively, who is now claiming his pocket expansion. But the game is far from over yet, ladies and gentlemen. I do see a warp prism building, and considering how fond Liquid HerO is of warping pylons, he must be loving warp prisms, so that could prove very, very pivotal for him winning this game. We have 2-2 roaches, and looking at the units of HerO, only 1-2. However, the attack upgrade is underway. And at the units tab we see that the Zerg player is close to max, whereas Liquid HerO is anything but. So this is still very precarious for our Gladiator of the week here, ladies and gentlemen. And this expansion, however, if he can hold it, will be the trump card. This is a very rich expansion, and that is definitely something that can last longer and boost his economy much more than the pocket expansions now claimed here by Symbol. But now going for Hive, quite late actually, transitioning into Hive. It seems like the Baneling card didn't quite pay off as well as he wanted. I'm sure we'll be seeing Broodlords, considering his earlier transition into Corruptors, and another battle seems to be ensuing. The position favors HerO, however. This is a funnel that's reinforced with force fields, works very well to his benefit. Baneling bombs being loaded up. This will of course be deployed against the walls of this expansion, which is fairly well fortified. And Liquid HerO is prepared. And you could follow what happened there on the picture-in-picture screen, of course, but the Warp Prism and the shenanigans in the back door, oh, that sounded wrong, is definitely what can break Symbol's focus and make him win this game. We see a whole range of upgrades on the way, as well as Size Storm for our Liquid HerO. And now warping in and blinking up all his forces. This will definitely prevent Symbol's attack upon HerO's expansion, but rather it seems the opposite is true, as HerO is forced to retreat back to defend. Baneling bombs being deployed, but beautiful force fields as well as this funnel works very well to his benefit once again, and Blink once again proving pivotal in troop movement. But these are many roaches and they are quite evil. More reinforcements warping in, and you see the power of Blink once again. These cannons also adding to the defense, and I do believe that Liquid HerO will hold, even though it was costly. And I am surprised that Symbol chose to attack into this position rather than retreat to defend. Of course, he forced HerO back to defend his own expansion, but he could never win this battle. HerO just had too good positioning with his forces already being here, and he still managed to take down the the hatchery. So once again our Liquid HerO takes an important step towards victory, though he has yet to actually secure this base. It seems like you don't have too much observers around. So Liquid HerO successfully defended his base without losing too many probes or the Nexus, and a very formidable exchange indeed. This War Prism continues to be a nuisance, now filling it up with Templars, and we'll make sure to take a close look on that. And now he will finally be able to claim this expansion as well as the one down here. And if he can do that successfully, I feel that he's got the win within reach. Now upgrading Gravitic Drive for the War Prism, making it more faster and awesome, as well as charge upgrade and further armor. But it does seem like Symbol will prevent Liquid HerO from expanding down here for now. These are cracklings by now, and quite fearsome indeed. The Warp Prism here, however, will put on a lot of hurt here at the main base. Sadly, there are no more drones left. Maybe he will go to the pocket expansion instead. Meanwhile, he will of course attack at the same time and multitask like a pro. Even as he one Zealot being deployed and two Templars still in the mix. That was more of a diversion, it seems like. These drones, they look very susceptible to Size Storm, and only one Queen to boot. And there we see it, beautiful Size Stormer killing so many drones. A Very nice step towards victory once again for Liquid HerO. Meanwhile, initiating another attack, pushing back creep tumors, and even though it looks nice when they are placed in lines like this, they are too easy to kill at once and quickly. The Cracklings now bearing down on the Stalkers, but they manage to get into this secure position, this funnel, where the numbers of the Zerglings cannot really impact sufficient damage. But here the Broodlords are deployed, and with Zerglings as support, this could prove most deadly. Blinking in to kill them, but will the Zerglings be enough? And roaches to obliterate the Stalkers underneath? I am not sure, but these Archons seems like they can push back the roaches in turn, and only one Brutal left standing. Scratch that, none left. And the roaches now getting killed one by one, unceremoniously. One feedback on those infestors. I feel that he should have gone for infestors earlier, and now Liquid HerO managing to secure this position, and I doubt that there are too many Cracklings left to do anything about that. This northern expansion yet to be resaturated, only now transferring more drones. I must say our Liquid player looks quite good. Income tab shows precisely that, being almost twice as rich as his opponent, as well as units killed, speaking clearly in favor of Liquid this time around. So if we are cheering for him, and I know you do, it's looking good right now, but it's still far from over. These Cracklings will try to inflict all the damage they can, but with a Templar and Photon Cannons, I feel this expansion is safe, and Liquid HerO has secured the late game economy that he does want. However, one Templar goes down, and seems like the Zerglings will be able to prove quite a nuisance nevertheless. These are Banelings, and you could follow what happened there in the picture-in-picture screen, because there's a battle going on, ladies and gentlemen. Blinking in, obliterating this hatchery, and now Liquid HerO is twice the supply of his opponent. He's still got a force out there, and with the right positioning he might be able to take down the Protoss, but still, it's looking very good for Liquid. Having said that, these Zerglings are still crashing down on this assimilator, and there is still money left in the bank for Symbol. So it's Liquid's game to lose right now, but that has happened before. Looking around here, we do see that the Warp Prism still proving to be a nuisance, and got both Zealots and Templars inside it. And trying to find a place where there's still drones to Psystorm. This should be up here. This is the one remaining base where there's still gas left in the tank, and it seems like Liquid HerO will try to do something about that. And at the same time, the players are gearing up for an attack in the middle. Beautiful Psystorms, killing quite a few drones and injuring all the rest. And it seems like he will be using this to warp in some more. Meanwhile, deploying his forces once again here in the south and in the middle. Not finding an expansion here to kill again, so he'll just have to continue deeper into the lair of the Zerg player. Meanwhile, we keep an eye on what happens up here in the north, because there's a clash happening. One lone Archon being captured and killed, but this is a very Zergling heavy army. 123 supply now to 199. These infestors will have to make all the difference with Fungal Growth hitting them in the middle, but Psystorms, they're just too much hurt, and not enough Fungal Growth to prevent blinking. It seems like this will be all she wrote for Symbol, who has to GG out of the game, concede to perhaps a better player in Liquid HerO, who will definitely shape the team so well in the future, I have no doubt, being a new Protoss force onto the team that by the time you're watching this will have showed all of us what he can do at MLG Rally this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to feature Liquid HerO, the fresh member to the team, here on the Colosseum, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I am Sebastian Sjoberg, and if you liked it, do subscribe it. I'll be back with more Liquid Colosseums and other awesome stuff in the very near future. Thanks for watching. GG and out.